Episode 2, Early Roman Republic. 509 BC, Rome, a modest city on the banks of the Tiber, casts off the shackles of monarchy. The last king, Tarquin the Proud, is expelled. In his place emerges something new, a republic, res publica, the common cause. Ahead lie 2.5 centuries of struggle, reform and war that will transform this city into the master of Italy. Welcome to the early Roman Republic. It all began with a revolt. The rape of Lucretia by the king's son, Sextus Tarquinius, was the final straw. Lucius, Junius, Brutus, a patrician and nephew of the king, led the people. The monarchy fell, and the Romans swore an oath there would be no more kings in Rome. In place of a king came 2 consuls, Lucius Junius Brutus and Lucius Tarquinius Collatinus were the first in 509 BC. But Collatinus soon went into exile due to his ties to the Tarquins, replaced by Publius Valerius Publicola. The consuls inherited the king's imperium, military and judicial power, but with limits. Each could veto the other. Their term lasted 1 year, and they faced accountability before the law afterward. The Senate, a council of patricians, became the heart of governance, while the people's assemblies, the comitia, gave citizens a voice. The Centuriate assembly elected consuls. The tribal assembly handled internal affairs. Yet power remained firmly in the hands of the aristocracy. The republic was born unequal. Patricians, hereditary elites, seized all levers of power. Plebeians, farmers, artisans, traders were left on the sidelines. Debt, war, and disenfranchisement pushed them to fight back. In 494 BC, the plebeians abandoned Rome, retreating to the Sacred Mount. This first secession forced the patricians to yield. Thus were born the plebeian tribunes, defenders of the common people with the power of veto and sacred inviolability. In 451–450 BC, the plebeians won written laws, the 12 Tables. A commission of 10 led by the patrician Appius Claudius drafted a code curbing judicial abuses, yet equality remained elusive. Intermarriage between classes was still banned. In 445 BC, Tribune Gaius Canuleius broke the barrier, legalizing mixed marriages, and in 367 BC, after a decade of struggle, tribunes Licinius and Sextius opened the consulship to plebeians and curbed patrician land grabs. By 300 BC, the Augulnian law shattered the patricians' last monopoly, access to priestly colleges. The struggle ended in 287 BC with the Hortensian law granting plebiscites full legal force. Rome became a republic for all, or nearly all. While Rome burned with internal strife, it battled for Italy outside its walls. From Latium to the Messinian Strait, a journey spanning 2 centuries. In 396 BC, Marcus Furius Camillus captured the Etruscan city of Veii after a long siege. A cunning tunnel brought victory, but in 390 BC, Gauls led by Brennus sacked Rome, leaving only ashes and a lesson. The Samnite Wars tested Rome's mettle. In 321 BC, defeat at the Cordon Forks brought shame. But Rome struck back. Manipular formations and new colonies broke the Samnites by 290 BC. In 295 BC at Sentinum, consul Publius Decius Mus sacrificed his life, crushing a coalition of Samnites, Etruscans and Gauls. Central Italy fell. In the south, Tarentum called on King Pyrrhus of Epirus. His Pyrrhic victories in 280 and 279 BC cost him dearly. In 275 BC, at Beneventum, Manius Curius Dentatus drove Pyrrhus out, subduing the Greek cities. By 264 BC, Rome ruled Italy from the Rubicon to the southern seas. Colonies, roads like the Via Appia, and a web of alliances made it invincible. The early Roman Republic was a time of forging. From the fall of a king to the conquest of Italy, Rome built a republic where patricians and plebeians found balance, and sword and diplomacy paved the way to greatness. Ahead lies Carthage and the Mediterranean, but that's a story for another time. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next chapter of this great story.